This week, how the heck is it February already? It's Black History Month, which means you have the opportunity to meet two Black founders every single day, thanks to Stephen Green and Built Oregon. UpStart Collective shares more details on their expansion. Our Senator, Ron Wyden, chastises the NSA for buying data on citizens. RAIN Catalysts is offering a virtual tech accelerator. VertueLab is starting a series of events designed to accelerate clean tech activity. And I ask for your nominations for really cool startups for the GeekWire Awards and the Oregon Tech Awards. Let's get into it. Did January just fly by for you? It's crazy. It's 2024, I tell you. I'm excited it's February. It's Black History Month, and I'm super excited about it because that means I get to meet two Black-led businesses every day of the week, thanks to Stephen Green and Built Oregon. This year, we get an extra person from each of them with 29 days in February. So, if you're interested in keeping track of those on a day-to-day basis, I encourage you to do that. Like them, share them. You can follow Built Oregon on Instagram to get those each and every day. And Stephen will be sharing them on LinkedIn. Tune in and meet some amazing Black founders from our community. If you don't have time to track everything or you miss a day or two, don't worry about it. I got you. Every year, I take all the stuff they share and I capture it in one big post so that you have a giant reference list of Black-founded and or Black-led companies that you can use as a reference all year long. It doesn't have to just be during Black History Month. Speaking of Stephen Green, next week is PitchBlack, the big event that Stephen organizes that's sold out the Reeser in Beaverton. I may have some other news to share with you a little bit later. It's not quite ready yet, but I'll let you know. So if you didn't get a ticket, keep your hopes up. But if you did get a ticket, I'll see you there. And even if you don't get to go, don't worry. Of course, I will let you know who won. Now, today is the second day of February, but it's the first Friday. So if you're listening to this early in the day, our friends at UpStart Collective have their monthly First Friday gathering. Great place to meet people from the community. Great place to be your initial stop before you go Portland Winter Light Festivaling. More about that later. But, like every first Friday of every month, UpStart Collective will be inviting people into their space to hang out and meet other people in the community. So I encourage you to do that. Do you like Portland? How about startups? Well, what about Portland startups? If you like any or all of those things, just subscribe. Do you have a startup or two you really like? And you're like, they don't get nearly the attention they deserve. Like, Rick never writes about them in Silicon Florist. I don't see other news publications talking about them. I think they're great. I want them to get more attention. Well, you are absolutely in luck because there's not one, but two opportunities for you to nominate those awesome startups for potential awards. The GeekWire Awards out of Seattle are seeking nominations for not only startups, but larger tech companies and executives and all kinds of things for their annual GeekWire Awards. If you have a startup that you love or an executive that you love that deserves more attention, please nominate them for the GeekWire Awards. I mean, I sincerely hope they win an award, but even if they don't, just getting nominated, it's an honor as well, and gets their name out there in the GeekWire community, which is a pretty substantial community. Now, a little more local, close to home, Technology Association of Oregon has their annual awards coming up. It's the 40th year of those awards, so it's a monumental celebration this time around, and they're currently seeking nominations of local tech companies and startups to receive awards as part of the Oregon Tech Awards. I'd encourage you to take the opportunity to nominate that exact same startup that you're like, hey, GeekWire, pay attention to this startup. Maybe you should be telling TAO to pay attention to that startup too. Just nominate folks. Like, help the startups out. They're too busy to think about nominating themselves for awards. Maybe you could do it. Maybe you could be the one that gets them on stage, gets them an award, and suddenly the founders are happy, the company's happy, you're happy, the company that you liked wound up winning an award. What a bright future that would be. If only you take the time, just submit an award. Nomination, come on. It's not that hard. Just go ahead and do it. Take a few minutes, nominate some folks. Cool? Cool. People are launching a lot of podcasts to which I'm listening. And there are other podcasts that have been around for a long time that I've finally started listening to. But one of the new ones that I've been listening to really closely is the UpStart Collective podcast. And a couple weeks ago, I noticed they said something interesting. And I was like, oh, that's cool. They're touching on potentially expanding the UpStart Collective. They said something on the podcast. I made a bigger deal out of it than it may have been. And then I feel like I got some people in trouble and I didn't mean to do that. I was just listening and I thought it was interesting. And so I shared it. And I'm sorry if I upset anyone or got anyone in trouble. But by doing that, we did receive a little more clarity on what's going on with UpStart Collective. And the fact of the matter is, they're planning to open a westside location in addition to their east side location, and they are working with the Portland State Business Accelerator building there on Southwest Corbett, where you may have attended many a startup event in the past, specifically when, Angela Jackson and Juan Barraza were doing events there at the PSBA. Not a ton of detail and nothing really signed. Just, I think it's exciting that we've seen all this energy around UpStart Collective in 2024, and now it's resulting in expansion, which I think is positive. Excited for them, curious to see where this goes, but again, sorry if I was listening too intently and got anyone in hot water. I'm here to support you and your growth. I'm not here to get you in trouble. I'm not complaining. It's February. There's Black History Month, where we get to meet all these great Black founders. There's also Portland Winter Light Festival, which if you haven't experienced, how do I describe it? It's a lot of art installations using light or things that light up, like fire. It's really designed to improve spirits and share creativity during the winter doldrums here in Portland, and tends to be an event that draws people out of their homes to experience the creative work of artists in our community. Portland Winter Light Festival runs from Friday the 2nd until February 10th. So take the chance to get out. Even if you can't hit everything, at least go to one of the installations and see some of the amazing sculptures and pieces of art that people have built. Take advantage of that and get out of the house and hopefully, shake off some of those winter doldrums. Are you looking for help building your startup? Well, our friends at RAIN Catalysts are starting an accelerator program for tech companies in Oregon and Washington. It's a virtual accelerator program that takes place over a 10-week period. It's only a couple hours commitment per week, but could be the thing that really helps you take your startup to the next level. So if that's of interest to you, applications are currently open. Another accelerator opportunity, if you're working in clean tech, VertueLab just announced a new series of events. One is like a startup weekend-esque event that's kind of the kickoff event. And then they have a pre-accelerator event and then an accelerator. They're calling it 45 Camp Jumpstart, the series of events. But I'm most excited about the 45 Camp Jumpstart weekend that will be happening in early March. I miss Startup Weekend. This is a great opportunity to get a bunch of people, whether you're involved in clean tech or not. This is a great opportunity to get a bunch of people from the community together to build some solutions or try some ideas or think through potential opportunities to solve green energy, clean tech problems. Even if you don't have a clean tech idea, even if you've never touched clean tech, even if you never said clean tech, I highly encourage you to take a look at the 45 Camp Jumpstart weekend. It would be great to have you participate, especially if you've never done clean tech. A fresh perspective could be the thing that one group needs. Your perspective could be the thing that changes the trajectory of the company or the group. You remember the Oregon Trail? But, there was the video game. There's always the dysentery joke or like, you can only carry so much meat. So it's had any number of permutations. It started out, it was a, computer-based game, very text-based with some ASCII art kind of thing. And then, people brought it to different platforms and gussied it up. Well, now you can play the Oregon Trail game in ChatGPT, thanks to Yohei Nakajima, who has built it into ChatGPT. I mean, maybe you need a break from just chatting with ChatGPT. Maybe you want to do something else with it. Well, now you can play the Oregon Trail. And it's got, it's text-based and you play, but it's also got some imagery that it comes up with and all those kind of things. And it's a fun experience. So if you're looking to kill an hour or two and are nostalgic about the Oregon Trail game, maybe take the opportunity to play the Oregon Trail in ChatGPT. Have you noticed an uptick in activity from Oregon Senior Senator Ron Wyden? First, he was talking about push notifications and how Apple and Google can see data on push notifications and how that data might be used. Now, he's kind of like, well, the NSA is buying data on citizens. And everybody's like, what? Data on citizens, the NSA? I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm just paying closer attention because it's kind of one of those election time period things. But keep an eye on our Senator Wyden because, as I've said time and time again, a lot of his work has been critically important to SaaS and web-based and cloud-based startups for a very long time, and he tends to be one of the most intelligent and savvy politicians when it comes to the internet and personal data and all those kind of things. So I think it's important to keep an eye on what he's talking about and what he's doing. And this time he was calling out the NSA for buying data on you and me and other U.S. citizens because they could. So thank you, Senator Wyden, for keeping an eye on that. And thank you for everything you do. If this is helpful, subscribe. Just subscribe. It's cool. And then YouTube or your podcast thingamajig will deliver this to you on a weekly basis. I'll record it on a weekly basis. You press subscribe. It shows up to you on a weekly basis. Magic. Hope you're doing well. I hope to run into you this week at PitchBlack, Portland Winter Light Festival, something. I hope to see you. And whether I see you or not this week, please keep up the good work.